Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to game number 2 of this best of 3 in the quarterfinals of the Gfinity StarCraft Cup, spawning in the top left position on Terraform as the yellow Protoss player who has sent out a probe suspiciously early representing isIMBA. It is DmC. His opponent, who is about to be the recipient of an awfully early probe visitor, ladies and gents, representing Samsung in the bottom right-hand corner. It is Solar, currently up 1-0 in this series. And we have a pylon. Now, for those of you who've just seen the Legacy of the Void cinematic, we know how unbelievably imbalanced these things can be. But it is going to be for an early proxy from DmC this time around. It's going to take forever for this Overlord from Solar to be able to scout it. Will DmC able to grab the series by the scruff of the neck and to get back to level pegging with this, or are we going to see Solar take this series 2-0? Well, right now we are up to 14 workers from Solar and counting, keeping an eye on what he chooses to do. We have at least one gateway going down for DmC. Are we going to see a second? A drone is going to be moving out to the natural expansion, so it will be a hatch first from Solar as well. Do we have a second going down? It doesn't look like it. Alright, so just the one gateway as a proxy here. This could get very, very tense. This Overlord is actually going to scout it as well, unless Solar changes its trajectory. The Overlord stops. And the probe is right there. Okay, so Solar is not going to be able to scout this. This is about as good a scenario as we can get. The drone is moving up towards a third base. Is he... Oh, he turns back! He turns back. He follows the probe at the last second. DmC goes in to scout inside the main base. Maybe that was good enough to satisfy the curiosity of Solar, and he still hasn't seen the Zealot. He has now, and here we go, chopping down that first drone to size, and the spawning pool is only about 1/3 of the way done. More Zealots going to be on the way, being chrono boosted now from DmC as well. And a good surround, actually. Oh, wow. With the probe as well. It means that the Zealot is two-shotting these drones. Because the probe is able to get kills as well. There you go. One kill on the probe. We have a second Zealot moving into the main base now as well. And a little bit of Mortal Kombat action going down. The drones are going to have to surround the Zealot. ASAP Zealot moving off of creep. Waiting for those Lings to get ready. Spine Crawler going up. A second one going up inside the main base as well. And the first Lings are on their way. Here comes the Zealot and probe back in action. And the Zealots still trying to get good amount of purchase done here. A lot of mining time being lost right now. More Zealots being produced. We have got the Cybernetics Core down inside the main base at the moment. DmC microing his heart out. 2 Zealots now. But there are Zerglings with this army as well. So that means something's going to have to happen very, very soon. The 2 Spine Crawlers are going to finish. And one of them will be able to get... replaced over here, and that will secure this mineral line. In fact, the second one actually gets cancelled. So a Solar right now. He got a Queen. He's got a Spine Crawler, but the natural expansion was actually cancelled just now. And 3 Zealots on hold position against those Zerglings and against the Spine Crawler as well. I really don't fancy DmC's chances here, so he's going to have to move on back. Solar, at the moment, playing this like a champ defensively. Number of workers killed right now, 3. The worker count currently 21-15 in DmC's favor. And what does the natural expansion look like? Well... it's about halfway done for DmC right now. He is also walling off as well and has got a couple of gateways. And the hatchery's only just gone down again for Solar as well. So potentially not bad at all. These 2 Zealots, if they can prevent this pylon from going down next to the gateway, that could also mean that Solar has to spend a lot of time and or a lot of Zerglings to defend, to go ahead and attack this. That's exactly what's going to happen right now. A bunch of these Lings are going to die. Is he going to get one more? No. Great micro there from Solar. And as a result, this gateway and this pylon are definitely going down. 8 Lings will be more than enough to finish this off, and you can't chrono boost out anything in time. But DmC is looking okay if we move back at home. The supplies are currently 31, in fact 32 dead even, with DmC with a 4-worker lead. And bear in mind that this hatch still 3/4 of the way done. Now, Solar has got 8 Lings on the map already. That gives him complete and utter map control for the foreseeable future. It is still going to take DmC time to make any sort of army moving into the middle of this game. Let me just see. Okay, there we go. Haven't heard the music for a little while. And that is actually going to give Solar a little bit of time where he might be able to take a third base. In fact, he's thinking about it right now, so there we go. He knows that after so much aggression and after so much commitment from his opponent, it can take a little while for DmC to get back up to speed. And I think this Overlord, yep, has seen the front of the wall as well. Not even warp gates there yet, so the third hatchery is completely reasonable for our Zerg player to take right now. Forge chrono boosting +1. Now, we could see funky stuff like, you know, fast blinks and things like that, but chrono boosting +1 is also the precursor to many different types of gateway attack. And the Forge researching something is something that Solar's Overlord has seen as well. Now, DmC has done gateway attacks in a lot of his games, including in that previous game against Solar, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for that again. And Solar has to be thinking that right now. Third and fourth gas is being taken for DmC in the natural expansion. 2 more gateways going down, so this could end up being a thing. That means we go up to 4 in total, by the way. And now up to 6. Are we going to see a 7th? Lucky 7. Yes, we are. Pro goes back to mining. He's not a fan of the 8 gates. He's instead going for 7 off of 2 bases. We've got all 4 gases taken. And we are going to be going basically all out here. Solar did spot the Forge, researching that +1. So he knows that it's quite likely that some sort of timing is going to be imminent here. These Zerglings are going to do a job basically preventing probes from getting out onto the map. If one sneaks by here, there's another Zergling up the top here. So the goal is to shepherd the probe across the map, get the probe to build a pylon, because pylons are incredibly imbalanced, and then try and attack from there. I do beg your pardon, I am trying to cast through illness, and I am determined that something like this will work. For now, though, an awful lot of sentries move out across the map. DmC also warping these in first, because he's able to continue to gather energy on these sentries. Unless there are enough Zerglings to completely surround them right the heck now, these Zerglings, these sentries rather, are just going to have more and more energy by the time they get to Solar's front. And that's a very, very dangerous thing for Solar to have to deal with right now. So completely and utterly fine. Wow, this probe is going to get very, very adventurous. There are roaches, there are queens. You need to be careful, mate. And the rock tower getting taken down. He doesn't want the Protoss to... Oh, these units are going to have to go the long way round. Or are they? Run! Okay, he at least doesn't kill them off. But there are a lot of units here. Good force fields to begin with. He will be able to pick off a couple of roaches and potentially this queen as well. Wow, excellent force fields, actually. Kill off a couple of roaches for free. Burrow is complete, though, and that is basically a sign to say, alright, I have Burrow. You're going to find it so difficult to attack into me here. But the robotics facility gets built with the army. Hey, why the heck not? He needs detection. DmC needs detection quickly to make this work. So why not allow the observer to pop out as close to the army as possible, basically on top of it. Robo currently halfway done. DmC is waiting. Has Solar seen that the robotics is on the way? Yeah, he has. And wow, a photon cannon going down as well. Because why not? And DmC saying, I'm waiting for you to unburrow, but Solar has a massive army behind this. It looks like he's actually going to try. Good force fields again from DmC. They've been basically perfect. A 4th force field completely blocking out the rest of this, and he's going to be able to get an observer out and continue with this push. Instantaneously put out here. He's also got that chrono boosted, so it will be out with his army very, very soon indeed. And here comes Solar. He's getting an increasingly large number of roaches. It's 22 roaches out on the field. And there are 20 stalkers here. Photon cannon, amusingly, if the Zerg gets a little bit too close. There's no blink with these stalkers, so DmC is going with an almighty fist to the face and hoping that that's enough to knock Solar out and bring this series to a game number 3. More force fields coming down. It looks like it could be an opportunity to take out the Spine Crawler. It is an opportunity to take out the Spine Crawler. That will successfully go. Observer on top of this army as well, which means all those burrowed roaches are going down as well. 114 to 113 supply. This is very, very tense, but DmC's army is continuing to get more and more scary, and Solar no longer occupies the position between the natural expansion and the 3rd base, and DmC splits the forces. GG! He takes this to a game number 3, taking game 2 from the hands of Solar, and who moves on to the semi-finals? Well, we're going to have to find out after the next game.